Ron DeSantis, who should be a Republican superstar after turning Florida into the middle part of the Barbie movie, is still about 35 points behind Trump. But why? Ron did everything right. Really far right. Banning abortions, banning any discussion of gender identity in schools, making it harder to vote. He even rebooted Romeo and Juliet in school theaters, but with genital inspections to make sure Juliet is played by a girl. But none of it's working. Don't worry, Ronnie D still has a few tricks up his sleeve. First, he replaced his campaign manager because that guy's policies and personality, and not Ron's, were definitely the problem. He's also got the Moms for Liberty on his side. Moms for Liberty are arguing against mental health care in Florida schools because God forbid anyone say, "You doing okay there, Trevor?" And then boom, Trevor's gay. He's gay now. You happy? You talked about feelings, and now Trevor sucks dick for lunch money. Congratulations. Ron DeSantis has agreed to a debate with California's Gavin Newsom, but he has some conditions. First of all, DeSantis will serve as the moderator. Gavin Newsom will not appear on camera. DeSantis will get 3 do-overs. Newsom has to refer to DeSantis as Your Majesty. Name-calling is encouraged and, in fact, required. And there must be a bowl of 304 green M&Ms in his dressing room. And finally, he's taking on the big bear. That's right, Ron DeSantis is very mildly and passively turning against Trump by admitting that Trump's election lies were false, but never saying Trump's name or that anyone lied. Is this the final nail in DeSantis' aspirational coffin and his last real day at work before he starts quiet quitting? Find out at the first GOP debate, which is coming up on August 23rd, and we'll have a full recap afterwards. Stay tuned for more info. Things continue to go badly for former president and current pre-inmate Donald Trump. But don't worry, he's taking it all in stride with some very chill all-caps posts on Truth Social, a website that is neither truth nor social. After Nancy Pelosi called him a, quote, scared puppy, Trump fired back by calling her a demented psycho. Way to not let her get to you, buddy. Can you imagine what it would be like to be Donald Trump's therapist? It seems like you're having some big feelings today. No, you're having big feelings, you demented psycho. My feelings are very small. They're minuscule. No one's ever had smaller feelings than me right now after my 3rd indictment. Nancy Pelosi then made things extremely weird by calling Jack Smith's indictments, quote, beautiful and intricate. Yes, it's like if Georgia O'Keeffe and MC Escher had a baby and that baby was an indictment. Delicate, sensual, powerful, brimming with repressed... what are we talking about? Special counsel Jack Smith issued a search warrant for Trump's Twitter account. So what did he find in the drafts folder? Capital letters. Lots and lots of capital letters. In more bad news for Trump, when Mike Pence was asked if he'd support Trump as the nominee, he didn't immediately say yes. Now, to understand why this is such a big deal, you have to understand how Mike Pence communicates. This is the Mike Pence equivalent of calling someone a who's for under a bridge downtown. Mike Pence once told his wife that her turkey tetrazzini was, quote, pretty good, and she cried for 3 days. He's going wild right now. A man accused of threatening President Biden was killed by the FBI in a raid after posting his plans on social media. Yet another reason to not post everything on social media. No one wants to see the burger you had for dinner, Linda. Dianne Feinstein was briefly hospitalized after a minor fall. Democrats stopped taking notes during their screening of Weekend at Bernie's to assure everyone that she is fine. There is nothing to see here. Need something to cover up your naughty bits so you can stop getting arrested for public indecency? Head on over to our store and grab your way more excited about indictments than I used to be shirt. It's a shirt that will continue to be relevant for the foreseeable future. Links in the description below. The Emmys have been rescheduled to Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The Emmys will mark the occasion by thinking about maybe letting a black person win one. The Barbie movie has earned over $1 billion in just 3 weeks. An analysis shows that at least 25% of viewers are Quentin Tarantino and his buddies from the Foot Fetish Club. Wayne Brady has come out as pansexual. But I'm not sure he's doing this right. His announcement showed Brady washing a casserole dish, which is absolutely not a pan. The homoerotic nightmare of a cage match between Mark, oh God, put your shirt back on Zuckerberg, and Elon, clearly just wants to touch another man's penis, Musk, remains thankfully unrealized. The threatened event, which is clearly propaganda for the straight agenda, has been awkwardly slapped back and forth between the little lords for about a month, with neither side committing to more than 140 characters. If the fight ever actually happens, Vegas bookies will be taking bets as to which contestant's streaming platform fails first during the broadcast. We're on YouTube, so we're legally required to comment on MrBeast. He's currently being sued by his business partners in a burger chain, who he is also suing. And as a fellow YouTuber, I could say, we've all been there. Whomst among us hasn't launched a multi-million-dollar fast food empire on a whim for YouTube likes? Strap in, gamers, for the next exciting experience inside Fortnite, the Holocaust. Party up with your squad, Spider-Man, a Fishman, Ariana Grande, and Bender from Futurama, and hit the gritty in this immersive, non-official Holocaust museum that for some reason exists. Fight anti-Semitism somehow. Be sure to take in all the sights and sounds before being returned to regular gameplay, where a 12-year-old named Epic Shadow 666 totally clowns on you while saying the most vile slurs you've ever heard. An Italian man has died after being crushed by thousands of wheels of cheese. It turns out he couldn't withstand Emmental that weight. What kind of monster would unleash all this cheese? Was it a group conspiracy or the act of a provolone wolf? Authorities believe it's the latter and are searching for a suspect named Jack, last seen in Monterey. Now, whether you believe in Buddha, Zeus, or Jesus, we hope you'll send your Gouda thoughts to his family, who are feeling very blue. Asia, go with the Lord, cheese fan. And finally tonight, a recent Zoom meeting for ousted Houston ISD trustees devolved into a flurry of furry fury as certain attendees started broadcasting sexual furry videos, such as big butt furry girl twerking and extra bouncy butt crush. This is obviously disgusting behavior during such a serious meeting, but for journalistic purposes, where would we find these videos? That wraps up this week's news report. Don't forget to score your indictment shirts. Links in the description.
Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge. Your efforts are valid, but I don't think you can step up to the challenge.